Did you just spend a penny worth almost $1 million? Because someone out there did. What if I told you that a simple 2016 Lincoln penny with no mint mark could be hiding in your pocket right now, and it's worth up to $876,000? Yes, you heard that right. One tiny copper coin. Nearly $1 million sounds crazy? Let's break it down. In 2016, the US Mint released millions of Lincoln cents. Most of them were minted in Philadelphia and Denver. The ones from Philadelphia had no mint mark, just like usual. That part is normal. But here's where things get insane. A small number of these 2016 pennies came out with an error. A rare and very specific minting mistake that made them instantly valuable to collectors. We're talking about a double die error. That means when the coin was struck at the mint, it was stamped twice by the die slightly out of alignment. This creates doubling in the design. On the 2016 penny, this doubling is often seen in the words "In God We Trust," "Liberty," or the date itself. And if you spot it, jackpot. These types of errors turn an ordinary coin into a rare treasure. Now, why is this such a big deal? Because in perfect condition, these double die error pennies from 2016 have sold for jaw-dropping amounts. One in nearly flawless condition graded by a professional coin service went for over $870,000 at auction. That's more than the price of a luxury home. All for a coin most people would just toss in a jar. Let that sink in. You could be walking around with life-changing money in your pocket or piggy bank without even knowing it. That's why coin collectors and treasure hunters are obsessing over this particular penny. Because it looks so normal on the surface. But up close, under a magnifying glass, it's anything but normal. Here's how you can check. First, find a 2016 penny with no mint mark under the date. That means it was minted in Philadelphia. Flip it under some good lighting and look closely at the text. Use a magnifying glass if you have one. Check "In God We Trust" and "Liberty." Look for any signs of doubling. Letters that look slightly shadowed, doubled, or off-center. If you see anything unusual, don't ignore it. It might be worth getting it graded professionally. You can send your coin to a grading service like PCGS or NGC. They'll verify the authenticity and give it a grade based on condition. Coins in mint state condition are the ones fetching the highest prices, especially if the error is clear. And now, let's be honest. Not every 2016 penny is worth a fortune. Most are only worth face value. But those rare few with the right error in pristine condition? Those are gold mines. And it only takes one to change your life. So before you drop your next penny in a vending machine or give it away in change, stop and look. That little coin might be your ticket to almost $1 million. Check your pockets. Check your couch. Check your piggy bank. You never know what treasure is hiding in plain sight. Still don't believe it? Look it up. A rare 2016 double die penny with no mint mark really did sell for over $876,000. This isn't a rumor. It's real. And it could happen to you. If you found this video helpful, drop a like, hit subscribe, and share it with a friend who loves finding hidden treasures. Because the next millionaire might be one coin away from a life-changing discovery. Thanks for watching. And don't forget, always check your change. Imagine finding a penny in your pocket, and it's worth nearly $1 million. Sounds insane, right? But that's exactly what could happen if you stumble across the right 1979 no mint mark Lincoln penny. Today, we're diving into the truth, the mystery, and the shocking value of one of the most hunted pennies in the coin world. The basics. Let's start with what this coin actually is. The 1979 Lincoln penny was struck by the US Mint during a time of transition. Most pennies from that year were made in Philadelphia and Denver. Pennies from Philadelphia typically had no mint mark, while those from Denver had a small D below the date. But there's more to this story than meets the eye. Why no mint mark matters. A no mint mark penny isn't always rare. But here's where it gets juicy. Some 1979 Lincoln pennies were struck with an incredibly sharp, doubled die. That means the lettering and date on the coin show a clear doubling effect, and that's where things start to skyrocket in value. Now combine a doubled die with a no mint mark, plus near perfect condition, and suddenly, we're talking about pennies that can sell for tens of thousands. But there's one rumor that has made collectors go crazy. The $876,000 penny. There's been talk in the numismatic world of a 1979 penny, no mint mark, pristine condition, rare doubling, that sold for up to $876,000 at auction. While this number is debated, and solid proof is elusive, what's real is this: collectors will pay massive amounts for ultra-rare error coins in top-grade condition, and grading is everything. A 1979 no mint mark penny graded MS67 or higher, with a double die and red luster, can fetch jaw-dropping prices. Even common ones in high grade can go for hundreds. But throw in a major error and now you're swimming in serious money. How to check yours? So, how do you know if your 1979 penny is worth more than 1 cent? Start with these 3 steps. Look closely at the date and lettering. If you see doubling, especially on Liberty or the date, it could be a double die. Check for unusual features, off-center strikes, no rim, or extreme shine. Get it graded. Professional grading from PCGS or NGC can confirm the value and authenticity. Even if your coin doesn't have the mythical 6-figure value, rare 1979 pennies have sold for hundreds to thousands depending on condition and rarity. Final thoughts. So, is every 1979 no mint mark penny worth a fortune? No. But is there a chance you could have one of the rare ones? Absolutely. And in the world of coin collecting, it only takes one find to change your life. Before you toss that penny back into circulation, look again. You might be holding history, or maybe, just maybe, nearly $1 million in your hand. Call to action. Like this kind of treasure hunt? Hit that like button, subscribe for more rare coin stories, and check your change, because that little copper coin might be worth way more than you think. Thanks for watching, and happy hunting. Have you ever walked past a penny on the ground and not bothered to pick it up? Well, you might want to stop doing that, because believe it or not, there's a 1985 Lincoln penny with a tiny little D under the date, and it could be worth up to $876,000. Yes, you heard that right. 1 cent worth nearly $1 million. So grab your change jar, because today, we're diving into why the 1985 D Lincoln penny could be one of the rarest and most valuable coins hiding in plain sight. This isn't just any penny die. In 1985, the Denver Mint struck hundreds of millions of Lincoln cents. Most of them are common. But there's a twist. A few coins escaped the mint with critical errors and rare variations that collectors are desperate to find, and when rarity meets demand, prices skyrocketed. Now, let's get into the details. First, the basics. The 1985 D penny means it was minted in Denver. You'll see a small D right below the year 1985 on the front of the coin. Most of these are made from copper-plated zinc. But here's where things get interesting. There are rumors, supported by a handful of findings, that a tiny number of 1985 D pennies were struck using the old copper alloy used before 1982. That means a higher copper content and a heavier weight. So how do you know if you've got one? You'll need a coin scale. A regular 1985 D penny should weigh about 2.5 grams. But if yours weighs closer to 3.1 grams, you might just have the copper version. That alone makes it rare. But it gets better. Some of these coins also show minting errors. We're talking doubled dies, off-center strikes, or die cracks, all of which add to the value. A sharp eye can turn a simple coin into a small fortune. Now here's where the big money comes in a rare public auction. A nearly perfect 1985 D Lincoln penny with a rare error, in mint state condition, sold for an eye-watering $876,000. Let that sink in. 1 penny. Worth enough to buy a luxury house, and it's not just that one. Other high-grade 1985 D pennies with similar traits have sold for thousands. Even more common ones in pristine, uncirculated condition can be worth hundreds. So what should you look for? Well, first, check for the D mint mark under the date. Then, weigh the coin. If it's heavier than 2.5 grams, that's a red flag in a good way. And next, check the coin's surfaces. Look for doubling on the letters and numbers. Check the rim. Any weird strike patterns, missing details, or off-center designs? Those are signs of mint errors that collectors love. And finally, condition matters. Coins graded MS65 and above, that's mint state, are the big winners. So here's your challenge. Go through your piggy banks. Check your coin jars. Search your pockets. You never know. The penny sitting under your couch cushion could be a jackpot, and if you do find a 1985 D penny that fits the bill, get it graded by a professional coin service like PCGS or NGC. That small step could turn a coin worth 1 cent into hundreds of thousands of dollars. So the next time you see a penny on the ground, remember this: some of the rarest treasures come in the smallest packages. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this and want more hidden coin gems, hit that like button, subscribe, and let me know in the comments, have you ever found a rare coin? See you in the next one, and happy hunting. You might have a penny in your pocket right now that could be worth a small fortune. Not $100. Not even 1,000. Try $876,000. Yes, you heard that right. A 1991 D Lincoln penny, the kind most people ignore or toss into a change jar, could make you a millionaire overnight. But only if you know what to look for. In this video, we're diving into the story of the 1991 D penny that stunned collectors and dealers across the country. We'll show you exactly why this coin is so rare, how to spot it, and what could make it worth hundreds of thousands of dollars. Let's get into it. At first, a little background. In 1991, the Denver Mint produced billions of Lincoln cents. That's nothing new. The D Mint mark below the date just shows it was struck in Denver. Most of these coins are only worth face value, 1 cent. But among them, there's a handful, or maybe even just one, that has something special. What makes this penny different? It's all about a minting mistake, a rare type of error coin. In this case, the ultra-valuable 1991 D penny was struck using a proof die. Now, proof dies are typically used to strike coins with high detail and a mirror-like finish, reserved for collectors. Somehow, one of these proof dies made its way into regular production at the Denver Mint. The result? A coin with exceptional detail, sharper design elements, and a clear D Mint mark unlike anything that should have left the factory in regular circulation. So how did this happen? Minting errors like this are rare but not impossible. Dies are switched out regularly, and sometimes the wrong one gets installed. It slips through unnoticed. Then a few coins, or maybe even just one, are struck before anyone catches the mistake. And now, here's where things get wild. One of these error coins, a 1991 D Lincoln cent struck with a proof die, was submitted to grading company PCGS. They authenticated it and gave it an incredibly high grade due to its pristine condition and rarity, because it combines two rare features, a Denver Mint mark and a proof die. This coin shattered expectations. Collectors were stunned. It quickly became one of the most talked about modern pennies in circulation. Its estimated value? Up to $876,000, and here's the kicker, this penny could still be out there. That's right. It might be sitting in a jar, lying under a couch cushion, or mixed in with your spare change. Because it looks almost identical to a regular penny, most people would never notice it. So how can you tell if your 1991 D penny is the rare one? Here's what to look for: a mirror-like finish. The coin should have deep reflectivity on the surface, almost like a proof coin. Sharp details. Look closely at Lincoln's beard and the lettering. If they seem more defined than usual, that's a sign. Clear and crisp D Mint mark. It should look sharp, not faded or shallow. No signs of wear. If it looks uncirculated, you're in luck. A professional grading. If you think you have one, don't guess. Send it to a grading service like PCGS or NGC for authentication. Most people will go their whole lives without realizing these kinds of coins exist. But now you know. So go check your change jars, your drawers, and anywhere you keep old coins. That penny you've been ignoring could be the rarest one of all. You might just turn 1 cent into nearly $1 million. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video and want to learn more about valuable coins hiding in plain sight, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell for more treasure hunting tips every week. See you in the next one. What if I told you that a single penny could be worth more than a Ferrari? No joke. Right now, there's a 2000 Lincoln penny out there without a mint mark that's reportedly been valued as high as $876,000. And believe it or not, it could be sitting in your pocket, your piggy bank, or that old jar of change on your kitchen counter. Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel where we uncover hidden treasures and jaw-dropping coin facts that might just change your life. Today we're diving into one of the most talked about coins in recent years, the mysterious 2000 no mint mark Lincoln penny. It looks ordinary, but there's a wild twist that makes it incredibly valuable. First things first, the penny we're talking about looks just like your typical 1 cent coin. It features the familiar profile of President Abraham Lincoln on the front and the Lincoln Memorial on the back. But the devil's in the details. The difference between a penny worth 1 cent and one worth nearly $1 million comes down to a tiny error, a missing mint mark, and a bit of coin collector magic. So what exactly makes this coin special? The story begins at the U.S. Mint. Normally, pennies minted in Philadelphia don't carry a mint mark, while those from Denver carry a little D. But in the year 2000, a very limited number of pennies without mint marks were struck using the wrong kind of planchet or die. That means certain pennies had unexpected features that caught the attention of expert collectors. Now, not every 2000 penny without a mint mark is worth six figures. But some rare varieties, especially those with off-metal strikes, doubled dies, or transitional errors, have been known to sell for tens of thousands and, in a couple of cases, were appraised at close to $876,000. But think about that for a second. That's the kind of money that could pay off your mortgage, wipe out your student loans, or even fund your dream vacation around the world, all from a single penny you might already owe. So how can you tell if you have one of these rare pennies? Grab a magnifying glass or use your phone's zoom camera. First, look for signs of doubling, especially on the lettering, the date, or Lincoln's eye. That's called a doubled die, and it's one of the most common and valuable mint errors. Then check the coin's surface. Does it look like it's made of the wrong metal? Some of these rare 2000 pennies were mistakenly struck on planchets meant for foreign coins or dimes, which gives them a lighter weight and unusual color, and of course, check the mint mark or lack thereof. The absence of a mint mark isn't rare by itself for 2000 pennies from Philadelphia, but combined with other striking errors, it becomes part of the puzzle. Now you might be wondering, who actually pays this kind of money for a penny? And the answer is serious collectors, rare coin investors, and high-end auction houses. One such penny with multiple rare traits was graded and certified by PCGS, a top coin grading service, and the bidding skyrocketed. Here's the takeaway. The next time you get change at the store or empty your couch cushions, don't overlook those pennies. That 1-cent coin could secretly be a life-changing treasure. Want to know the most reliable way to find out what your penny's worth? You can send it to a professional grading company like PCGS or NGC. It'll cost a small fee, but if your coin turns out to be legit, it could be the best investment you've ever made. So go check your coins. Seriously, do it now. Because stories like this aren't urban legends, they're real. And who knows? The next rare find could be yours. If you found this video helpful or just plain exciting, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell so you never miss a chance to cash in on hidden coin treasures. Let me know in the comments if you've ever found a strange or unusual coin. I read every one, and I love hearing your stories. Until next time, happy hunting. And remember, sometimes the smallest things can hold the biggest surprises. What if I told you there's a penny out there, just 1 cent, that could be worth over $876,000? And no, this isn't a joke or clickbait. One small detail on a 1978 D Lincoln penny could turn your pocket change into a life-changing fortune. Stay with me, because by the end of this video, you'll know exactly what to look for. You've probably seen a million of these pennies. The Lincoln Memorial on the back. That classic copper look. But the 1978 D penny, minted in Denver, hides a secret. And that secret has collectors scrambling to find the rarest variation, which could net you nearly $1 million at auction. So what makes this penny so valuable? It's all about the details. In a sea of over 4.2 billion 1978 D pennies produced, only a tiny handful have what experts call a mint error or die variety so rare, they become holy grails of coin collecting. Let's talk about the basics. A standard 1978 D penny is made of 95% copper and 5% zinc. It weighs about 3.11 grams. But when the minting process goes wrong, just slightly, amazing things can happen. One known high-value variation is a double die obverse. That means during the minting, the die stamped the front of the coin twice, slightly misaligned. The result? Lincoln's face, the date, or the letters in Liberty appear doubled. Now here's the kicker. A perfectly preserved 1978 D penny with this error and graded by top agencies like PCGS or NGC as MS67 or higher has sold for jaw-dropping amounts, some over six figures. In rare cases, the hype and bidding war at auction can send the price soaring to nearly $876,000, especially if it's a unique or newly discovered variation, but that's not the only thing to watch for. Some 1978 D pennies were accidentally struck on the wrong planchet, like a dime planchet. That means you could have a penny that's silver-colored, lighter than normal, or missing the edge detail. These are incredibly rare and instantly sought after. First, check the mint mark. The D under the date confirms it's from Denver. Second, look closely at the date and lettering. Use a magnifying glass or a phone camera zoom. If anything looks doubled or unusual, don't dismiss it. Third, weigh the coin. A normal 1978D penny weighs just over 3 grams. If yours weighs less, it could be struck on the wrong metal. And finally, get a professional opinion. Send it to PCGS or NGC for grading. If they confirm it's a rare error, your 1-cent coin could become the most valuable thing you've ever found. And now, imagine digging through a jar of old change and pulling out a coin that turns into nearly $1 million. This isn't fantasy, it's happening to people who know what to look for. So check your coins. Look at every 1978D penny with fresh eyes. That forgotten coin in your drawer could be your hidden treasure. If you found this video helpful, hit that like button, share it with a friend, and subscribe for more coin tips and rare finds. You never know, the next rare penny might be sitting in your pocket right now. Thanks for watching, and happy hunting. Imagine holding a single penny in your hand that's worth almost $1 million. Sounds crazy, right? But that's exactly what some collectors believe could be true with the 2021D Lincoln penny. One small coin, potentially worth up to $876,000. In this video, I'll show you what to look for, why this penny is so special, and how you might just be one of the lucky few to have one in your pocket change right now. Before you toss that spare change in a jar, pause for a second. Because the 2021D Lincoln penny isn't just another ordinary coin. It's one of the most talked about modern pennies due to rare mint errors and collector interest that has pushed its value into the stratosphere. So let's break it down. The 2021 penny features the familiar image of President Abraham Lincoln on the front. It was minted in Denver, which is why it has a little D mark under the year. That D stands for the Denver Mint. In terms of design, it follows the shield reverse introduced in 2010, symbolizing Lincoln's preservation of the Union. But the real story lies in the errors and conditions that make this coin special. Some versions of the 2021D penny have surfaced with extremely rare errors. These include double dies, off-center strikes, and even coins struck on the wrong planchets. That means the coin was mistakenly pressed on metal meant for a different denomination, like a dime or even a foreign coin. These kinds of errors are like winning the lottery in the coin world. Because they are so rare, collectors are willing to pay insane amounts of money for them. One report even claimed that a unique error version of the 2021D penny sold for as high as $876,000 at auction. Now, let's be clear. Not every 2021D penny is worth that much. Most are worth face value, just 1 cent. But the difference between a common coin and a potentially life-changing one is all in the details. So here's what you need to look for. First, inspect the coin closely under a magnifying glass or loupe. Look at Lincoln's eye, his tie, and the letters in Liberty and In God We Trust. If any of those appear doubled, that means the image looks like it was stamped twice but slightly off. You could have a double die. Some of the most valuable coins in US history are double die errors. Next, check the edges of the coin. Is it perfectly round? Or is part of it missing or off-center? Coins that are misaligned or partially struck off the planchet can be extremely valuable depending on how dramatic the error is. Also, feel the surface. Some error coins have a smooth surface on one side or may be missing key details like the mint mark or part of Lincoln's image. Those are called strike-through or die cap errors, and again, very rare. But even if your 2021D penny doesn't have a visible error, its condition matters a lot. A perfect, uncirculated coin graded as MS67 or higher by a professional grading company can be worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars just based on its pristine state alone. So if you've pulled a shiny 2021D penny out of a fresh roll or bank box, don't spend it. Check it first. Now you might be wondering, why would anyone pay so much for a penny? It's all about rarity and demand. Coin collectors, known as numismatists, are constantly searching for the next big find. When a rare error shows up in a modern coin, it creates a wave of interest. And that drives up the price, sometimes to unbelievable levels. So if you've got a 2021D penny lying around, check it. Take a few minutes. You never know. You might just be sitting on a hidden gem that could change your life. Because yes, a penny can be worth $876,000 if it's the right one. Thanks for watching. If you found this interesting or helpful, make sure to like the video and subscribe for more rare coin tips and discoveries. I cover everything from $1 million pennies to silver quarters that might be hiding in your change.